Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Canto 10, chapter 47, the Song of the Bee. Before that, just a quick mention. Today in Taiwan is the disappearance day of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sri Gauridas Pandit. Today is the Dwadashi in Taiwan, right? Breaking the fast for Ekadashi. So today is the disappearance day of Rupa Goswami and Gauridas Pandit. Okay, so reading on the Song of the Bee. This chapter describes how Uddhav, on the order of Lord Shri Krishna, delivered the Lord's message to the gopis, consoled them, and then returned to Mathura. When the young maidens of Raj saw lotus-eyed Uddhav, who wore a yellow garment and attractive earrings, they were astonished at how much he resembled Krishna, thinking, "Who is this?" They approached and encircled him. When they realized that Krishna must have sent him, they brought him to a secluded place where he could speak to them confidentially. The gopis then began to remember the pastimes they had enjoyed with Sri Krishna, and putting aside all ordinary propriety and shyness, they loudly wept. One gopi, while deeply meditating on her association with Krishna, noticed a bumblebee before her. Imagining the bee to be a messenger from him, she said, "Just as bees wander among various flowers, Sri Krishna has abandoned the young girls of Raj and developed affection for other women." The gopi continued to speak in this way, contrasting her own supposed ill fortune to her rival lover's good fortune, all the while glorifying the names, forms, qualities, and pastimes of Lord Krishna. She then declared that although Krishna may have abandoned the gopis, they could not possibly stop remembering him for even a moment. Uddhav tried to console the damsels of Raj, who were so anxious to see Krishna once again. Uddhav explained, while ordinary persons must perform many pious deeds to qualify as servants of Lord Krishna, you simple cowherd girls are so extremely fortunate that the Lord has favored you with the very highest degree of pure devotion for him. Uddhav then related to them the Lord's message. Quoting Lord Krishna, Uddhav said, "I am the Supreme Soul and Supreme Shelter of all. By my potencies, I create, maintain, and destroy the cosmos. I am indeed most dear to you, gopis, but to increase your attraction for me and intensify your remembrance of me, I left you. After all, when a woman's beloved is far away, she fixes her mind upon him constantly. By incessantly remembering me, you are sure to regain my association without delay." The gopis then asked Uddhav, "Is Krishna happy now that Kamsa is dead and he can enjoy the company of his family members and the women of Mathura? Does he still remember all the pastimes he enjoyed with us, such as the Rasa dance? Will Sri Krishna once again appear before us and give us ecstasy, just as Lord Indra, with his rain, gives life back to the forests, aggrieved by the summer heat? Although we know that the greatest happiness comes from renunciation, we simply cannot stop hoping to attain Krishna, for the marks of his lotus feet are still present throughout the land of Raj, reminding us of his graceful gait, generous smiles, and gentle talks. By all these, our hearts have been stolen away. Having said this, the gopis loudly chanted Lord Krishna's names, calling out, O Govinda, please come and destroy our suffering. Uddhav then pacified the gopis with statements that dispelled their pain of separation, and they in turn worshipped him as not different from Sri Krishna. Uddhav stayed in this district of Raj for several months, giving pleasure to the residents by reminding them about Krishna in various ways. Very satisfied at seeing the extent of the gopis' love for the Lord, he declared, these cowherd girls have perfected their lives by coming to the platform of unalloyed love for Krishna. Indeed, even Lord Brahma is inferior to them. The goddess of fortune herself, who always resides on Krishna's chest, could not get the same mercy as that which the gopis obtained during the rasa dance, when Krishna embraced their necks with his mighty arms. What, then, to speak of other women? Indeed, I would consider myself most fortunate to take birth as even a bush or creeper that would sometimes be touched by the dust of these gopis' lotus feet. Finally, Uddhav entreated Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men for permission to go back to Mathura. Nanda presented him with many gifts and prayed to Uddhav for the ability to always remember Krishna. Returning to Mathura, Uddhav offered Balaram, Krishna, and King Ugrasen the gifts sent by Nanda Maharaj and described to them everything he had experienced in Vraj. So now we'll read the text. Shishukuvacha.
श्रीशुक उवाच
Tam vikshya Krishnanucharam Rajastriya
तं वीक्ष्य कृष्णः अनुचरं व्रजस्त्रिय
Pralamba Bahum Navakanjalochanam
प्रलम्बबाहुं नवकञ्जलोचनम्
Pitambaram Pushkaramalinam Lasan
पीताम्बरं पुष्करमालिनं लसन्
Mukharavindam Parimrishtakundalam
मुखारविन्दं परिमृष्टकुण्डलम्
Suvismitakoyam api vyadarshana
सुविस्मिताकोऽयमपि व्यदर्शन
Utascha kasyachutaveshabhushanaha
कूतश्च कस्याच्युतवेशभूषण
Iti sma sarva parivarurutsukas
इति स्वसर्वा परिववृ उत्सकास्
tam uttamashlokapadam bujashrayam.
तम् उत्तमश्लोकपदाम्बुजाश्रयम्.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sukadev Goswami said, the young women of Raj became astonished upon seeing Lord Krishna's servant, who had long arms, whose eyes resembled a newly grown lotus, who wore a yellow garment and a lotus garland, and whose lotus-like face glowed with brightly polished earrings. Who is this handsome man? The gopis asked. Where has he come from? And whom does he serve? He's wearing Krishna's clothes and ornaments. Saying this, the gopis eagerly crowded around Uddhav, whose shelter was the lotus feet of Lord Uttama Shloka, Sri Krishna. So in the morning, the gopis, they had seen the chariot and they were wondering, oh, is it Akrur who's come back? Akrur already took our life. He's taken our Krishna. Now what does he want? Does he want our flesh? Yeah. What does he want? He's taken everything from us. But when they came nearer, they saw, oh, who is this handsome young man? He looks so similar to Krishna. Yeah. His eyes are also resembling a newly grown lotus. He's wearing yellow cloth. He has a lotus garland. There's these earrings. They're like, who is this young man? He's wearing Krishna's clothes and he's wearing Krishna's ornaments. So they're crowding around him. Uddhav is always, he's taken shelter of Lord Uttama Shloka, Sri Krishna. Lord Krishna is called Uttama Shloka, one who is glorified by the best of the verses, by the best of the shlokas. Tam prashrayena vanata susatkritam
Tam prashrayena vanata susatkritam
savridahase ksanasun sunratadibihi.
savredahase kashana sun nitra nittadibihi
Rahasi aprichan apiveshtam asane
rahasya prichan upaveshtam asane
vigyaya sandeshaharam ramapate.
Vigna Sandeshaharam Ramapate.
Bowing their heads in humility, the gopis duly honored Uddhav with their shy, smiling glances and pleasing words. They took him to a quiet place, seated him comfortably, and began to question him, for they recognized him to be a messenger from Krishna, the master of the goddess of fortune. The chaste gopis were enlivened to see that a messenger had come from Krishna. As Uddhav will discover during his stay in Vrindavan, the unique gopis could not think of anything but their beloved Krishna. So the gopis, they're understanding that, oh, Krishna has sent some messenger. So they want to talk to him in seclusion. They want to ask him. So they've taken him to a quiet place and began asking him questions. Janimastvam yadupate
Janimastvam Yadupate
parshadam samupakatam
Pashadam Samupagatam
bhartreha preshita petror
Bhatreha Preshita Pritror
bhavan priya chikirshaya.
Bhavan Priya Chikeshaya.
The gopi said, we know that you are the personal servant of Krishna, the chief of the Yadus, and that you have come here on the order of your good master, who desires to give pleasure to his parents. So the gopis are telling him that, we understand. We understand who you are. You're the servant of Lord Krishna. And you have come, Krishna has asked you to come here And so that's why you have come. He's asked you, Krishna always gives pleasure to his parents, so he's asked you to come here. Yeah, so they're like, we understand that you are the personal servant of Krishna. Anyatha govrajetasya
Anyatha govrajetasya
smaraniyam na chakshmahe
smaraniyam na chakshmahe
snehanubandho bandhunam
snehanubandho bandhunam
muner api sutustyaja.
munir api sudustyaja.
We see nothing else we might consider worth remembering in these cow pastures of Raj. Indeed, the bonds of affection for one's family members are difficult to break, even for a sage. So the gopis are saying, surely Krishna has sent you to pacify his parents, to comfort his parents, because who else would he be remembering here? If we see nothing else he might consider worth remembering in these cow pastures of Raj. They're like, Krishna would have forgotten every one of us here in Raj. Only for his parents to comfort them, he may have sent you. Because, family, the bonds of family is difficult. The family attachment is there. Even difficult for a sage, they are saying. Right? It's true. Family affection, family attachment is very deep. Anyeshva artha krita maitri.
Anyeshva Anyeshwata krita maitri
Yavad artha vidambanam.
yavat artha vidampanam
Pumbi strishu krita yadvad.
pumbi srishu krita yatvat
Suman hasva iva shaptpade.
sumanashva iva satpade.
The friendship shown toward others, those who are not family members, is motivated by personal interest, and thus it is a pretense that lasts only until one's purpose is fulfilled. Such friendship is just like the interest men take in women or bees and flowers. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti explains here that attractive women, like flowers, possess beauty, fragrance, tenderness, charm, and so on. And as bees drink only once of a flower's nectar and then leave it for another, fickle men abandon beautiful and devoted women to pursue other pleasures. This tendency is condemned here by the gopis, who gave their hearts completely to Sri Krishna. The gopis wanted only to exhibit their charms for Lord Krishna's pleasure, and in the pain of separation, they questioned the motives of his friendship with them. So, let's read more. These are the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Both Lord Krishna and the gopis are completely liberated souls, engaged in spiritual loving affairs. By contrast, our so-called loving affairs, being perverted reflections of the perfect loving relationships in the spiritual world, are polluted with lust, greed, pride, and so on. Like all liberated souls, the gopis, and certainly Lord Krishna himself, are eternally free of these lower qualities, and their intense loving affairs are motivated exclusively by unalloyed devotion. So the gopis are, they're like, oh, for sure, Krishna would have forgotten us. Why would he? We don't understand what or who he would remember in Braj except his parents. So he's probably sent you, Uddhav, to pacify his parents, because friendship to others, usually there is some kind of hidden motive. You want something from someone, so you become friends with him for some time. And after that motive is finished, then not friends anymore. And so the gopis are saying this is just like how the bees, they go to the flower, they take the nectar, but once the bee is satisfied of that flower, then he just goes off, flies off to another flower. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that, so like how the bee is going from one flower to another. There are men, who are not so right, and then they they are with women, the young women, beautiful, charming women, and then they they will be with that woman for some time. And then after some time, they're like, oh, all right, now I'm going to another woman. So these kind of men are fickle. Fickle men, they abandon these beautiful girls, beautiful and devoted women, and go off somewhere else. So the gopis are, of course, upset. They are completely devoted to Lord Krishna. And they they want to, they just completely want to serve Krishna and make Krishna happy. Anything they do, they want to please Krishna with their charms, with their beauty, with their very good qualities. They only want to please Lord Krishna. And now, because they're separated from him, so they're like, oh, he just probably wanted to be with us till the time, all right. He just wanted to enjoy with us for some time, and like fickle men or like bees, they go from flower to flower. Now he's gone off with other women in Mathura. But we have to understand that, of course, this is just out of their intense love that they are saying that. And yeah, we understand that the pastimes of the gopis and Lord Krishna are transcendental. They are inconceivable, not easy for ordinary people to understand these dealings, right? So here in the material world, the relationships are reflections of the real relationship in the spiritual world. Perverted reflection. So these perverted reflection in the material world, uh, the motivations could be pride or lust or anger or greed. But on the spiritual platform, there is only love. The gopis love Krishna, and Lord Krishna loves the gopis. There is no other motivation for their relationship, only love. Lord Krishna and gopis, they don't have any of this lust or greed or pride that is seen here in the material world. The, but on the spiritual platform, it's only love, unalloyed devotion. Any comments?
Yeah, we can see their unalloyed love, na, for Krishna.
Yeah,
Should, yeah.
yeah,
The separation they're feeling, right? Yeah, Krishna.
yeah.
Mm.
So much separation.
So much separation, like unbearable, like.
Yeah. And now finally, here's Krishna has sent a messenger, so they feel they can speak to someone, in Vrindavan. Who will they speak to about their, except to, of course, each other, but now Krishna has sent Uddhav, so they feel they can express out their emotions.
They're expressing, but they're also, they're saying that Krishna sent him just to check on his parents, not on them. Right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're upset, right? They're like, oh, he just left us and went. Yeah, we love him so much and just left us and he's gone. Just like bees go from one flower to another. It's just gone. So, yeah. We're going to continue reading this very beautiful section tomorrow since time restraint. We'll stop here for today. Thank you all so much for listening and joining. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare